I would ask you to picture this. You're standing in your own bathroom holding one of 3 toothbrushes in front of you, and you have absolutely no idea what to do with it or what it's used for, and worse, you don't even remember what it's called. Time stands very still, and there's just this huge empty gaping hole of nothingness, and you're not sure what's happening, you're not sure what's missing, and you're not sure if things will ever be normal again. This is Alzheimer's. Imagine this: you park your car in your local car park in your local town. You have your list of to-dos written down, and more importantly, you have it in your hand and not left on the kitchen table, and all is okay. Then in the space of a few moments, you get a text message. A friend calls you, and someone says hello who you don't instantly recognize. And in those few short moments, you get confused, disorientated, and overwhelmed. Now you're wondering, where are you? Cashel, Clonmel, or Thurles? All that should be familiar becomes frighteningly unfamiliar, and you become very scared. This is Alzheimer's. Later, you go to do some grocery shopping, and someone you know turns their back on you out of embarrassment or possibly fear. So you go home saddened, confused, wondering if it would just be easier to sit inside your front door and give up. This is Alzheimer's. This is my story.
I am still me, and if I have respect for myself, and I behave reasonably and rationally and as best I can, and accept that I have a stinking memory, that I'm going to forget things, I'm going to offend people, but I'll do my best. But I am still me. And I think that certainly in a lot of my friends, they have taken that on board, and they are still my friends, and I still go out and I still enjoy life with them, we have meals with them. Whereas I think if I'd accepted the medical advice, I'd have sat in a corner and dribbled quietly till I was taken away in a box. And if this organisation does anything, and it gives people hope, and it gives people the realisation that there is a life with dementia. Okay, it's not the same life, and it's not going to improve, but it is a life. And you have friends, and people will help you. And if people realise you have dementia, they're willing to help if you show them how to help. I haven't found anybody yet who regarded anything disgraceful or, that you should be embarrassed, you should be ashamed. I'm not. I'm still me, and in here is me. And I like to be respected. I like to enjoy people's company. I have a bad memory. I forget things. Yes, I have. And I'm now, 85 years of age. I would probably forget things anyway. And
hello, everybody. I want you to take a little trip with me for a moment. Just imagine that you're all in heaven, right? Everybody's having a great time. You're all sitting around. Everything is peaceful and calm. People are playing harps and halos and everything all over the place. And then in the middle of all that, there's a commotion over near the throne. And you see somebody kicking the shit out of God. That somebody who's doing that is me. And I'll tell you why. It's not that I'm anti-religion or anything like that. I'm not. I'm just angry, and I have to be angry with somebody. My mother got dementia we started to notice it about 5-6 years ago, and she's bad now. My father died 8 years ago, and she seemed to go downhill very rapidly after that. It took us a long time to know what was wrong with her, and we were floundering, and I'd love to get back to the heaven thing. I want to say to God, you took her husband, then you gave her dementia, then you've given her some cancer as well, just for a laugh. I'm going to say, do you think that's funny that you would do that to somebody that doesn't deserve that, somebody that deserves a better end to their life?
Alzheimer's has fundamentally altered my DNA, caused a sea change in my personality and worldview, forced epiphanies and realizations into my manic mind, and has impacted forever on our family and our lives. My mother Siobhan carried this illness for a decade, and we as a family carried her. And I was so moved by what I witnessed, so traumatized, so shaken, that I did the only thing I could do. I wrote it. All of it. Even her death.
So, returning to the purely first-person perspective, here for what it might contribute to the discussion is mine. It has, in fact, a kind of duality. Firstly, in the personal dimension, I accept my diagnosis and I work with it. I take recommended medication, but I also adopt what I regard to be effective and important lifestyle changes of diet, exercise, and meditation. I also hope a conscious, deliberate decision to remain optimistic of medical advances in the near future. And in the public dimension, in the social sphere, I unhesitatingly and freely ask for compassion and understanding. But at one and the same moment, and without shame, I don't hesitate to demand my basic human rights to respect and dignity, irrespective of the condition. I know all of you are here because you're interested in learning more about the condition and what it means to live with it. I hope you might then help to show others that stigma, fear, and avoidance have absolutely no useful role to play in helping people live well with the condition. Thank you.